Welcome to the ultimate showdown. It's about time we compared the two behemoths in the premium credit card space, the Chase Sapphire Reserve and the American Express Platinum card. These are cards that have some of the highest annual fees in the industry. They provide you access to lounges, allow you to transfer over points to travel partners, and have coupon-like benefits. A caveat before we get into this video is that you definitely do not need either of these cards to have a very robust credit card strategy. But if you are deciding between the two, the parameters in the persona will help dictate which is the better card. At the end of the video, I'll tell you my preference. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Abhilash. This is Credit Debit with Abhi, and like we do in all of our videos, let's dive in. The structure of the video is going to be very simple. We're going to break the video down into three parts. Number one will be the quick overview of the benefits of both of these cards. We won't be diving into each and every benefit that these cards have to offer, but we'll do an overview comparison. Then we'll talk about the persona parameters that will help make the determination and come to the conclusion. So let's dive in. So what do the benefits look like? Lounge access between the two cards? Check. Travel protection? Check. Travel related benefits? Check. Coupon-like benefits? Check. Transfer partner to airlines as well as hotels? Check. And a high annual fee? Check as well. As we get into the persona parameters, we'll break down some of these nuanced benefits so that you understand what it means for you. With that, let's start with the first persona parameter, which is the type of transfer. Now, this parameter comes down to you as a user and where you like to transfer your points. If you are someone who transfers their points primarily over to airlines, I'd argue that the American Express Platinum membership reward points ecosystem is probably better for you. If you care about booking business class seats on an aircraft or even premium economy seats on an aircraft, then I believe the American Express membership reward points ecosystem is probably better for you. Now, both American Express as well as Chase have a healthy ecosystem of transfer partners. But if you look a level deeper, you will realize that American Express is slightly better. American Express has access to Cathay Pacific, Delta Airlines, Etihad, Qantas Airways, and Qatar, to name a few, on top of what Chase offers. Now, Chase also has access to some airline partners that American Express doesn't, like United Airlines. But more often than not, if you look closely, you'll be able to find an airline partner from American Express that you can transfer over points to, where you'll get a great redemption. The converse of that is true as well. If you are someone who likes to transfer over their points to hotel partners, then Chase might be the way to go. Now, both of these ecosystems have access to 3 hotel partners each, with Marriott being shared between them. Because Chase has access to the Hyatt ecosystem, I would value that slightly higher because you can consistently get at least 2 cents per point. Whereas with American Express and its partners across Hilton, Marriott, and Radisson, the point redemption value just doesn't exist. The second parameter is the value of a point, and here I have a hot take. I believe that an average Chase point is valued significantly higher than an average Amex point. And I'll explain why. Irrespective of the value that the points guy might quote, an average person is going to distribute their points between transfer to airline partners, transfer to hotel partners, and cashback. And I know there are other modalities like redemption for gift cards, but I'm going to bundle them under cashback. Whether you do an airline transfer, whether you do a hotel transfer, or you do a cashback redemption, Chase is either at par with Amex or comes out ahead. So for airlines, even though Amex has more airline partners than Chase does, the transfer value is kind of similar across the board. But if you come to hotel transfers and cashback, this is where Chase wins. The average value of a transfer from Chase to a hotel partner is higher than Amex, purely down to the presence of Hyatt in that ecosystem. And the same thing applies for cashback. The American Express membership reward points, when redeemed for cashback, will only yield about 0.6 cents per point. Whereas with Chase, you can get at the very least 1 cent per point. So the value game is easily won by Chase. The third parameter I'm going to be talking about are multipliers. Now, do I think that either of these cards are a great fit as workhorse cards? Absolutely not. But if you're comparing between the two and this is a one card setup for you, then the American Express Platinum cards gives you elevated value of 5x on airlines and hotels booked through the Amex portal. But I believe the Chase card ecosystem goes a little bit further because you get 3x back on travel as well as dining. Whether you're booking your airline or hotel directly with the platform or through the Chase travel portal, you get 3x back. If you're using ride-sharing services, you get 3x back. If you're booking a rental, 3x back. Now, if these cards are part of a one card setup, you can accumulate a lot more points with the Chase card than with the Amex one. The fourth parameter focuses on the benefit persona. If you characterize yourself as an optimizer, you're probably going to prefer the American Express Platinum card even with its higher annual fee at $695. And that's because the American Express Platinum card throws a bunch of benefits at you, and if that can make sense to you as an optimizer, you probably extract more value than the annual fee on the card. There's a $200 Uber credit, there's a $200 airline incidental fee credit, there's a $200 FHR credit, and the list goes on. The Amex card also has decent travel protection, but it's not as good as the Chase card. Having said that, it's not like the Chase Sapphire Reserve isn't a coupon book. While Chase's coupon book is more consolidated across Lyft and DoorDash, it's still a coupon book. There's a $5 monthly DoorDash credit. That is followed up by two $10 grocery credits on DoorDash. So unless you're using DoorDash at least 3 times a month, you can't use those credits. And the one thing that just puts the American Express Platinum card above Chase, in my opinion, in this category, is down to the status that you get across Hilton and Marriott. For both of these hotel chains, you get gold status. Now that may not mean much in the United States, but the moment you go to Europe or Asia, it can mean something and can get you that upgrade that you're looking for. The next parameter I want to be talking about is the ease of use. And here, in my opinion, the Chase Sapphire Reserve wins hands down. And that's because American Express cards are not as widely accepted when you step outside of the US. So if you're going to Europe or Asia, there will be a lot of merchants that do not accept American Express cards. Whenever you're traveling abroad, you have to have a Visa or a MasterCard in your wallet. And I'm assuming that if you have one of these cards, you are traveling outside of the US at least 1 to 2 times a year. And the ease of use also ties back to the multiplier piece that I mentioned earlier. Because when you're traveling, a lot of the categories during that travel would qualify as 3x on the Chase Sapphire Reserve, so you can actually accumulate more points than you would on the American Express Platinum card. The other reason I would give brownie points to the Chase Sapphire Reserve in this category is because of the simple 524 system. A lot of people may not like it, including me, because I like to apply for cards and the 524 kind of restricts you from applying for cards, but at least it's simple to understand and there is no confusion around what 524 is. But when you compare that to how Amex makes its approval decisions nowadays, there are a lot of people who fall into the Amex pop-up jail and do not know why they fell in there and how to get out of it. More often than not, it is down to people not using American Express cards to put spend through it, but even if you are spending on the card, you might end up in Amex pop-up jail. So where does that leave us? We've looked at the 5 parameters, and from my perspective, I think the Chase Sapphire Reserve wins. The value of a point from the Chase Sapphire Reserve is higher than the value of a point from the American Express Platinum card. The ease of use is just higher with the Chase Sapphire Reserve, and the multipliers are better than the American Express Platinum card when looked at holistically. I know some of you who are watching this video might believe that the American Express Platinum is the better card, but in that case, let me know in the comments below why. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.